This quick tutorial, we're going to look quick at how to use Educreations. If you don't have this app already, you're going to want to go to the App Store and download it first. Once you have it downloaded, you can just tap on it. And up here in the top corner, you can see where it says New Lesson. You're going to want to click on that. And the great thing about Educreations is that it is very quick and easy. You are able to just right away start writing. You can pick any of the colors up here, at the top to write with, any of these up here. You can also click and hold on this little arrow up here. And what happens then is that you can pick colors and change all of your color palettes to whatever colors it is you would like to have. If there's any parts that you'd like to erase, you can come over here to the eraser and you can erase any parts of your picture. If you click on the eraser, it even gives you an option to clear the entire page. If you don't want to clear the entire page, another thing you can do too is over here you can click on this back arrow, and what that will do is it will undo your last thing, or you can redo it again by pushing these undo and redo arrows. Another option with this program is to use the text button. So if I push on the T button, it tells me I can tap anywhere, and then I can add as much text as I would like to. And if I made a mistake, I can always double click on it and change it, erase any parts I want. I can also, you see when I click on it, it gives me the option to edit it again. It also gives me the option to lock it. If I lock it, that means I can no longer move it anywhere when I touch any parts of the screen. When I hit unlock, you can see that I can drag it around wherever I want. I can also undo anything that I've done or redo it using those same arrows up here. And really neat option with Educreations is to add in photos. So this right over here is our photo button, and if I click on that, it gives me 4 different options. Option 1 is I can take a picture right now with my camera. Option 2 is I can go into my photos and take an old picture and use that. I can upload photos from my Dropbox, or I can literally push the web button and I can go online and select any picture I want from online. And once I have a picture there, I can shrink it by squeezing. I can use 2 fingers and make it larger. And I can even use 2 fingers and rotate my pictures. Now it's kind of hard to see that with a circle, but I'm actually rotating it in a circle right now using 2 fingers. So it's very easy for teachers or for students to use this program. I can lock this picture, and now when I touch it, it won't move. Or I can unlock it and I can fit the width, or I can fit the height. And what these will do down here is it will allow the picture to be the entire width or the entire height of my frame, which is a quick thing I can do. I can also rotate 90 degrees by pushing any of those buttons down at the bottom. And again, I can also click on it and just delete it if I want. So this is a really great way for teachers to make quick lessons for students. But it's also a really great way for students to share with teachers what it is that they learned. Here's an example. Let's say that Jimmy in kindergarten made a pattern with blocks. He can take a picture of that pattern and put it into Evernote. sorry, not Evernote, into Educreations. And then by pushing this record button up in the top over here, Jimmy can record whatever it is he wants to say about his pattern. Now, when you're using Educreations, you're not stuck just to this one page. If I use 2 fingers and scroll up, you can see that I can infinitely just continue going on. I can make my page as long as I want to. I can also use this arrow key over here in the corner, and I can just add a page. So you can see now that I have 2 pages. I have my page with my pattern, and then I have my next page. So let's go back to if I was little Jimmy and I took a picture of my pattern. I could have just went in here, hit camera, and see my house for a second, go on top of my pattern and push the button. And then I have the option to retake the photo or to use it. So I'm going to use my photo. So I have 2 copies of it now. I'm going to delete one of them. So, and then I'm going to make it a little smaller. Now I can push my record button up in the top and tell my teacher what it is I learned about my pattern. And while I'm telling my teacher what it is I learned about my pattern, I can draw arrows to my pattern. I can circle different things in my pattern to explain why it is a pattern. I could tell my teacher what it is that would come next in my pattern. I can do all of that accountable talk for my teacher. And when I'm done, all I have to do is push the done button. And I say save lesson. At this point, I'd have to give it a title. We could teach the kids just to give it the title of their name. And we just say we're going to keep this lesson private and save. Now at this point, if you did not have an account with Educreations, it would ask you to create an account. But I would assume that you would already have created an account and be using the same account on all of the iPads in your classroom, so that students wouldn't have to worry about anything with that. They would just know to go through and hit save. So once that's done, you can see over here, I have Jimmy's little movie that we can stop and watch at any time. But, the neat thing about Evernote is that, the neat thing about Educreations is then I can share this. So you see, as soon as I push this little button up over here, which is always our share button, it gives me the option to share with Facebook or Twitter, but the 2 that you're going to really be concerned about is you have the option to email it, or you have the option to send a link or copy a link in order to use this. Show other people this little movie. Now, the link is really interesting because with that link, you could attach this little video onto a class website. You could also use the link in order to create a quick QR code, and then students could easily use a QR code reader as young as kindergarten to open up that movie or that little Educreations video and watch it themselves. So whether they're going to watch what their friends did and then comment on whether or not they really think it's a pattern, or if they are going to watch a little lesson that the teacher made, that link is a really great way, or the QR codes is a really great way for little kids, young students to be able to have access to these. But the one that I wanted to show you right now is this one right here, is to email it to yourself. Now, The neat thing about this email is, I'm not sure if you guys realize this, but you are able to email, excuse me, to your Evernote account. So what I wanted to show you really quickly is if I go down here to my Evernote account, you log it up here, and if I go over here to this button that says account over in the top corner and I click on that and I go to account info, it says email notes to. See this address right here? That is my Evernote address. So I can email anything to that address and it automatically goes into Evernote. So if I copy, I'm not going to copy that, sorry, I already know what mine is, but you could you can copy yours and put it into your contacts so that you could easily email things. So again, like I said, when you go to Evernote, it's just in your account. And you go into your account info and it tells you where you email your notes to. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to select email. Sorry, let me go back over here to my, I selected email button over here. Let me show you again what I did. I went up here and I selected the email. And I'm going to email that to my Evernote account. And it's going to give me all my options. And there's my Evernote account right there. And I'm going to send it. Now, once that's done and that's sent, if I go over to my Evernote account, and give it 1 second to sync up, here is my lesson that I just had. Now, once something's in Evernote, I can drag and drop it anywhere I want. I could have a notebook with little Jimmy's name, and I could drag that into Jimmy's notebook. I could just drag this into this email file I have here. But the neat thing, the thing that we love about Evernote is we can tag it. So I could tag this as Jimmy and patterning and assessment and October. So all those, once I've tagged this note with all of those things, if ever I wanted to search, and I come up here and I click on Jimmy, every little Educreations that he made for me would be all listed there. And I would be able to quickly show these at a parent-teacher meeting, or I could quickly email these even to parents, whatever it is that I wanted to do in order to make sure that I clearly understand what it is Jimmy's learning. And I could even show these to Jimmy, him and I could sit down and go through them together to see if he really understands what he's doing with patterning, and then to use it as a starting point to clear up any misconceptions he might have had. So I hope that helps you out a little bit with all the amazing things you can do with with Educreations, and how Educreations can link in with Evernote.